Welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville, episode 15, recorded on July 30th, 2011. I am your host, Apple Cider. Very, very good to have you guys on the show. It is a early Saturday morning when we're recording this, but luckily all our guests are fully awake, and we're going to do this. As always, I want to welcome my very special co-host there, Chef Sandy.
Let's do this.
Oh, yeah.
Family show.
We're going to monster truck this one. We're going to ramp it off the end and just take out that stupid little bug at the end. Hey, well, whatever. And woohoo, boy, we're a fun one today. And also our other guest from a show that sounds remarkably like ours for weird naming convention things. We have Circuit Maine. Hey, man.
Hey, it's finally great to be a part of this show and slowly take it over as with everything else I've been doing.
Yeah. So
good luck with that.
we reign supreme, son. Just for those who may not know, tell us what you do. That way they can all know, and we can try and confuse them further with the weird name confusion.
Why not?
Weird mixness.
All right, well, I am Circuit Maine. I am the main host of The Brony Show, which is a live video podcast that we run every single Monday. I also am running a Circuits Let's Play for fun on Sundays, and I'm just building a massive media empire, pony-related at this point.
Yeah, you got that. I even jumped onto what was it, Pony Chan. I was like, wait, he's got a relationship thread of some sort. You know, you're just jumping everywhere with stuff.
Actually, I do a Pony Chan advice thread for fun every night, just to try to help out bronies that might not be feeling so good.
Okay, and so we've definitely bounced around with this a little bit, where it's like, wait. Okay, so ours is Bronyville, his is the Brony Show. Our website is BronyShow.com, and what is yours? The Brony Show.
TheBronyShow.net. I tried to get away from the BronyShow.com as much as possible, but I couldn't get rid of Brony Show altogether.
Yeah, I shake my hoof because it was just like I couldn't get Bronyville.com or .net, so I was like, show, whatever. Who knows? Maybe if we do some sort of weird merger with EQD someday, like I'm hoping, we'll trade domains or something and make life a little easier. We'll see.
Who knows?
So, good to have you on. Great time. So we are going to ask you those 4 very important questions that we ask every single one of our guests who joins us. So, First 2, favorite character, favorite episode, go!
Well, my favorite character, I admit, it was a tie for a very long time with Fluttershy barely leading, but Twilight Sparkle has finally won my heart.
Woo-hoo! All right.
No.
I'm sorry there, Chef, but it seems like the number of just devout Dash fans just seems to waver off each episode. I don't know what's up with that.
I will remain true to the faith.
You're remaining Rainbow Dash for life. I got that sticker. Well, at least you got your other friend over there in Texas. Maybe it's a Texas thing. Texas is a Rainbow Dash state.
Really, I would have thought it would be the Applejack state.
No, it's Washington.
Okay.
Yeah. So, very cool to have you on. Other 2 questions. So, just so we have that all settled, what do people think about you and your pony love, and what really got you into the show? Why do you like it?
Well, what people think of my pony love, I gotta admit, it's been kind of a mixed bag. My friends think I'm insane, but that's pretty much a common thing because I'm pretty much weird all around. And my family, well, with the exception of my youngest brother, they basically they cracked a few jokes and then that was it. They just let me do my thing. So that's pretty nice of them. My little brother, on the other hand, he actually caught me in the middle of doing one of my live episodes. And since it's live, I don't edit it at all. And you can actually hear me laughing my head off as he's collecting video evidence to show to his friends and digging around my room for little pony figures that I have all over the place. Probably the most interesting reaction I have ever had in my life. But at the same time, I just couldn't help but keep laughing at it the whole time.
Look at my stupid brother. I'm going to drop him up on YouTube.
Yes. No, That's a hilarious thing. He's a little too lazy to put it up on YouTube. He just showed the video to some of his friends. I ended up putting myself on YouTube. There's the irony.
There you go. See, we can hide behind this podcast veil. We look like whatever we want to. We just put pictures out there, and they imagine, hey, that's what they really look like. Unless except for those who have actually met us in public, who just go, ew, you really are built for podcasting. Those are jerks. They're jerk faces. So, very cool. And let's see, did we hit the other one? So what's your aspect of the show you like?
Well, I love how it's just very playful and fun. You don't need to dumb yourself down to enjoy the humor, but at the same time, it's just got some of the quirky puns going on. Plus, it's colorful ponies. How could you not love colorful ponies?
From at the beginning, it was, I would say I probably couldn't, but, after you hit that 4-episode stride, it's just like, all right, they're colorful. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm converted. Boo.
Plus, just seeing the different flaws in each of the character come out, but, that's just the awesome thing. They're not perfect.
Yeah.
They're nowhere near perfect, and it's hilarious to see them break down sometimes.
It's super, super cool. All right, awesome. So we got a big show ahead of us. We're probably going to talk shop a little bit, probably talk about you running your live stream, us running podcasts. So we're probably going to just talk about that and running shows and, dealing with fans. So it might be a little bit inside baseball, but we'll see where it goes. We could also just break it down into other topics. We don't know. We're going to break it down. We're just going to do something at the end of the show, but you should keep listening to get there. So let's do emails. Very important part of the show where we reply to our super gracious fans who email us at bronyville@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and start first. Chef can take second. Circuit can grab third, and I'll finish up with the fourth one. That way we get everyone's nice little order.
Boy. Email.
All right.
My first ever.
Oh, you'll be fine. Just deep breaths. You're gonna get through it. These are actually really good. I like this week. So, hello, Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, and any guests. I have a little story for you guys. Today at work, I was listening to episode 14, and you guys mentioned past sins. I'm not usually a fanfic guy, but I made a note to read it. When I got home, I opened it up and I was immediately hooked. Nick's shot at the top of my favorite non-main cast pony list. I read the first 7 chapters, and when I looked up and realized I was late for my 10-mile road race I was signed up for. Now, any normal person would have just saved the link and resumed reading the next day, but I'm no normal person, as the 18,731 pony pictures saved to my laptop clearly shows. So I did the only rational thing. I brought my droid and read the rest of the fanfic as I ran my race. Are there any instances that you guys went totally overboard with ponies? Keep up the amazing show, Lord Blaze.
Oh, goodness. Overboard with the ponies. I could say that some of my friends would have said, oh, you're just nuts. You've gone completely overboard with the ponies. But then again, I'm doing a podcast about ponies, so I guess I have. I don't know. It's like, I don't think I've done anything like that, but I will admit that I've sat and read a fanfic while in the midst of waiting for stuff in public. So it's like, I'll just open up and read, Butterscotch Sundae, Roy G. Biv, whomever. Just pick a fic. Go to town.
Yeah. What about you, Circuit? What's the weirdest you've gone with?
Let's see. Well, the fact, I agree with Chef Sandy. The fact that we even have a podcast pretty much qualifies us as overboard. But let's see. I think the most overboard I've ever gone is when I was doing a marathon of season 1. Basically, every single time I had a moment, I was watching the show, and even in between my lunches on quick breaks, it was pretty funny. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much the craziest I've ever gone.
Yeah, I think in addition to just the show and the podcasting, on our side, I think also Chef and I can kind of ascribe to the fact that we own or, have pretty much invested interest in our local meetup groups. Kind of does help too. The Bay Area group for me, and also the North Texas for Chef, if you want to find that on meetup.com. Just a little shilling for our own personal fun projects and try and, rub into your face that I still have 3 more than you. Dance, and time. All right. But you did totally destroy me with your last meet, so
yes, I totally did.
Okay, I think that's about all we did with the overboardness. I don't run many marathons, so I couldn't technically do that. I would actually, if I did run marathons or did do something like that, I would totally grab some of the grab some of the YouTube, like make those, turn them into MP3 and listen to them as audiobooks, because that would be really cool. I would be totally for that. That sounds like fun. Okay, Chef, what we got for the next one?
All right, so this one is from Heart's Venom. Hey, Bronies, I just finished listening to your latest podcast. I gotta say, you guys are amazing at what you do. Been listening since I think it was your 3rd show, but when Phoenix Fire, aka Jetpack Jesus, talked about removing one of the main 6, it got me thinking. I don't remember how, but what background character do you think should have their own episode? Not completely by themselves, but something like where they have some sort of, I guess, adventure. What one would you like to see the most actually be in an episode? Again, love the show. Look forward to the next podcast. Sincerely, Heart's Venom. P.S. Twilight is the best pony, hands down. I shake my fist to the heavens.
All right.
So, background ponies with their own episode. That's a good question.
I'm going to say this. You could easily go with Derpy. You could easily go. When I first thought about this, I went with Scratch, but I'm actually going to double this up. I want to see Lyra and Bon Bon. I think that could be fun. I think, just actually seeing their personalities, Lyra and Bon Bon could be pretty fun.
And then you took my answer there.
Oh,
Chef.
Look at that.
Good job. You're taking everything from me.
You took it from me last week, so it's okay.
Let's see. If it not for those two, maybe the Doctor. I would like to see what the Doctor does as a pony.
If we actually took him and actually made an episode that was like, "Hello, I'm the Doctor." Wait, what?
He saves Ponyville from the Daleks or the Cyber Ponies, and nobody notices because it's all the future past.
I would love it if they actually not even like had the Doctor Hooves as like a main character. If I just randomly noticed him like running in the background with something in his mouth, I'd go like, just be like, he's doing something. They don't know.
Maybe Derpy running behind him in a fancy dress. Just no explanation. Just run in the background.
Yep, I think that would be really fun. It doesn't even have to be its own episode. Just every once in a while, just things that were from the actual series would be fun. That could be fun. Circuit.
Let's see. I had to give this a little bit of thought, but personally, I think Octavia would be an interesting one just to see a little bit more of them.
Yeah.
I'd be totally for Octavia Scratch episode. They've had some really good pairings with that odd couple. Not even ship pairings, just the entire
musician scene in Equestria.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I think that those are all really good. Lyra Bon Bon's a pretty kind of standard one. Dr. Hooves would be rather insane, and the Octavia and potentially Scratch. Yeah, I think those are all very relevant. And let's hope Of course, everything is set in stone now, but we'll get to that in news. Hey, Circuit, you got the 3rd one. Hit it.
All right. Hello, Bronyville. Equestria Daily sent me your way, and I'm really new to the fandom. I came in a short time before the meme-based Brony site, and it got me interested in why someone would watch this cartoon. And I was genuinely impressed by its complexity and lessons. I wrote you this letter because I'm really lost with so many great content and great sites. I really want to check out a few of the awesome posts and stuff. Do you have anything you would personally recommend as established classics in the fandom? I would love anything from artwork to fan fiction, and also any great places to showcase personal pony creations. As you said in episode 14, I have found myself sucked into the creation and imagination frenzy. Thank you ever so much, Scorched Mane.
And you got a PS down there. It kind of cut off.
Yes, he does. P.S. I have no idea why no one mentioned Vinyl Scratch DJ Poem 3 at all in the favorite ponies. Her color scheme is by far the best to all the ponies, including Rarity.
Well, she's a very good background pony, but
yeah,
she doesn't have enough personality to be best pony.
Oh, burn, sick burn.
No, she has fanon personality, and I'd like to see her show up in season 2. But main cast is the one that have all the real personality.
Yeah, I would like to see more Scratch because I think it's fun. I think is I do have to agree the color scheme is pretty cool.
Let's see. Though awesome posts and stuff, established classics in the fandom.
Are we gonna have to say it, Chef? There's one classic quotation mark fanfic that comes up every one of our episodes.
Well, if you don't say it, it won't have to.
Okay.
I was going to say there's Fall at Equestria, Antipodes, Paradise by Slywit.
Yep.
There's Party Hasn't Ended by Butterscotch Sunday.
A little shippy. But depending on what you like, shippies or
the Ballad of Twilight Sparkle, which is absolutely crazy but fun.
I would recommend the Past Sins that we've been talking about. That's really, really good. Artwork wise, I can't think of any artwork. I mean, I would literally drop into all of the old, like, beginning to end of all the draw friends on Equestria Daily and just go and just siphon almost everything off of there, because
just, go to all the ones that have sources, look at their DAs, look at their FAs, look at their whatevers.
Spend some time on Pony Chan, pick up and take a look at what's going on there. That would be a good place to start. Anything you got? Any ideas, Circuit?
Well, since you already covered fan fiction and pictures, I guess I'll go over videos. There's also some good videos out there. Ponies the Anthology is a great YouTube poop mix. You can also do Epic 7 Artists. I love that one personally. I also have Night of Pony. Those two were ones that really started drawing me into the whole video content.
The 1,000 subscribers video I really like.
Right.
A little crazy at the beginning, but I like the weird mashup song at the end. I think that went well. Yeah, video wise, there's a ton of stuff on YouTube as well.
Just go. I mean, Equestria Daily maintains there is a tab for media that you can go, and they have an archive that has like all the videos that they linked.
You can also go to thebronieshow.net and check out all of the great videos that I showcased.
Or you can go to bronieshow.com and check our show notes for don't you try and take over our show. You jerk. That's what happens when we bring another host on our show, Chef.
I had to get it once.
They're starting to get all uppity on us.
Good.
Cool, we got away from that without saying cupcakes. Oh, burned. Okay.
You're fired.
Kick over this mic stand and just go home.
Hey, Circuit Man, you want to join the cast? AC's been fired. Oh.
Hey, Circuit Man, Chef's fired me. You want to go start another show?
Okay, I'll start one with both of you, and I'll digitally impose myself in the epic bro huff.
Wait a second. This is good. This is going terribly.
That's a terrible idea.
All right, let me hit this one. Dear Apple Cider and Chef Sandy, your podcast is amazing. I listen to your show every week. I bike to work, which takes about an hour or two. This summer of No Pony has been a lot easier to handle thanks to your podcast. So I have two questions that I'm not 100% sure have already been asked and answered, but what got you two into podcasting in the first place, and what made you start doing podcasts about brightly colorful equines in a magical fantasy world filled with cupcakes, friendship, and D&D monsters? Thank you for actually reading this, seeing as how it's so short, and continue on with the amazing podcast, guys. One of your many fins, Lemon. Actually, quick little note, guys. The short emails are the best to read on the show. Massive 6-paragraph giant things are really hard to distill down into something you can do on a show. But yeah, little questions are fun. Anything?
Let's see. What got me into podcasting? Well, listening to other podcasts and going, I could do that.
Yeah, you listen out there. There's definitely a ton of like really good podcasts, but when I first started, I was kind of listening to some shows, and I was trying to find things that interested me. And during that time, there was just nobody doing it, or they were doing it very poorly. With the case of MLP, nobody was doing it. We actually ended up being the first by 4 days before the Diamond Dogs showed up. And so it was just like, okay, there's a niche here. I want to start doing it. I've always said, that I have to talk about it. Otherwise, my girlfriend, who constantly glares at me, she would murder me. So it became kind of an important thing to do.
You have to get the words out, or they'll overflow into the real world.
And I feel that by doing this, it allows people who, may not have somebody nearby that they could just be like, dude, I've watched this show. What do you think about, Rarity in the dress episode? They don't have somebody to do that, so they can listen to somebody and kind of get that out. It's therapy. This is a session for you.
Yeah. And I mean, why are we doing about ponies? Because ponies is awesome.
Hoofed. Circuit, what about you?
Oh, well, let's see. It's an epic tale of tragedy. No, let's see. Well, the reason I basically started my podcast is, well, the season one was coming to an end, and people were worried about how the community was going to stay energized and involved. And I thought I'd do my part because I enjoyed the community so much. So I started up a podcast. I spent about the equivalent of 2 to 3 days setting it all up and just started to broadcast live.
Yeah. And when Chef and I started this, we were like, we'll try this once or twice, see how it goes. It might not be successful at all, but at least it would give us that temporary outlet. And yeah, there was just a lot of people just taking a liking to it. So I was like, let's keep going with this. Let's see where the madness takes us. Okay, and that'll wrap up emails. Thank you, everyone. Once again, you can send those again to us at bronyville@gmail.com. If for whatever reason you want to reach Circuit Main on his show, might as well let him pimp his. Where can they reach you?
They can reach me at bronieshow@gmail.com.
Oh, so don't get them confused.
Right. Don't use the website as an email base. Believe me, I get enough of their emails to fill my show.
Oh, there you go. You should, go ahead and start emailing things to him that you mean to go to him, but put our names in it just to get them.
See that, some of y'all are just inadvertently giving Circuit content. I mean, You're helping him out. What are you doing?
I don't need your help.
There's a few people out there that are just like, I keep writing emails, but they never say it on the show. Like, you're wrong one. Okay, so let's move this. We got 5 pieces of news here we need to cover. So it's news time. So, first kind of big news, very quick that we can say. This is the last few weeks of season 2. Wait, I haven't been watching. Wait. Oh, no. Production of season 2. It sounds like that the guys over at Studio B are actually wrapping up the season. They're getting everything taken care of, working on the last episode. So animation's quickly being finished. Even Golden Russet was able to casually post a picture of him just lounging back in a couch, just going, oh yeah, that guy over there's finishing up an episode, and making all of the ponydom just shiver at his might.
Yes. It's like those sneakers, those hairy legs, they taunt us.
Oh, I'm sure there's something on that computer screen far away that you can't really see. But yeah, it's something that you really like. Ha ha. We love you, Jason.
It's like, you want this, you can't has.
Yeah, but
the cruelty.
But it's all wrapping up. They're finishing up season 2. I'm sure that they've got to go into cleanup and try and take care of some of that bits. And then there's I don't really know, but I'm sure that there's a lot of editing and a lot of paperwork and tape that goes into before it actually hits the air. But we've got a whole season floating our way. It's just It's
just got to be a little bit patient.
It's just gotta sit here and just sit. I bet there's a really good Fluttershy episode. I bet there is. I can't do this.
You need a fresh hit, right? It's like, I've already watched all season 1 like 6 times. I need something fresh.
And then then after we finish watching season 2, people will do their marathon runs of 1 and 2. It's just going to get out of hand.
Personally,
well, we're totally going to do our season 1 marathon before season 2, right?
Well, that's the thought. We're thinking about doing a whole, to both of us take a day off and just, sit there and watch all the episodes. And, hey, we could probably figure out with a good old Circuit Main here how to make it work. So, hey, Chef, we should probably talk to the Circuit Main guy about figuring out how to make that work.
Yeah, he does this internet video thing. You think you might know what he's talking about.
Yeah, we might want to check on that. I mean, get him on the show at some point and let's have him talk. Let's have us talk about it. Okay?
I hope so.
Okay, all right, cool.
Try.
So,
okay, time to bait them and make sure they never take over my territory. No.
So, very cool. So we got season 2 coming. Moving on, also, we talked about Jason. And, we've got super cool, awesome Purple Tinker over there in New York City has a BronyCon coming up.
Yes. She is our queen, at least in this world. And she has managed to pull off something rather amazing. She was looking on Twitter for if anybody wanted to come be a guest of honor for, if they were Hasbro or Studio B, representing the show. And Jason Thesign is like, sure, why not? So he's going to be the guest at the BronyCon that's coming up here in September. And I'm down here in Texas, and I'm looking at airfare, and I'm like, I would die going to New York. Damn it.
Yeah, I super jelly. I turbo jelly.
There's not enough jelly to describe my jelly.
It's like, hi, Jason, we like your stuff that you do. Could you talk on our radio show?
That would be great.
We would really love us, not Circuit's thing, because that's his thing. Only us. You only have love for one show. Okay, 2. I'll let you have some.
That was a little creepy sound in there.
I'm sorry. I'm for some reason very, very energized today. I don't know. I've got a bounce in my step. I've got a song in my heart.
You got a pip in your step.
Yep.
Then you don't know why.
Yeah, so start up there. Yep, it's the
you saw that video, right? You saw that Pinkie Pie video.
Or was it? All right. Okay, moving on. Woo! Okay, so we've had some people send us this news article. I know that it came up a few times, but so there's this thing called a drawball. And it's this massive, online digital drawing canvas where you can go in here and just literally just draw. You zoom out, and your part is just a tiny little piece of this massive canvas. And so what's been happening is that there's been kind of this, what many people are calling a drawball war. What has happened is that you have 2 sides, and I'm forgetting the side of one of them, but you have the bronies on one end, who are, just in there drawing hey, Rarity, Vinyl Scratch, drawing all these things. And then there's somebody's going to have to catch me on this. It's the Nullsec. Either of you know?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, the thing is with the drawball is each individual person only has a certain amount of ink, with quotation fingers, than color to work with, so you actually have to collaborate with people. So getting a large image like that done took a lot of people, but one bag with some black left over can just, scribble, a phallic symbol onto Rarity's face or something terrible like that. So it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, so the group that it was part of, as I believe it's Nullsec, which they're what Noalis. Okay, cool. The consummate girlfriend helping us out for once. She's helpful, though. I shouldn't say that. So, and that's a French sect of kind of like the French version of, the 4chan Anonymous. And, they just generally have fun and just goof around, sometimes hack and, things like that. Don't hack us. And what happened is, so it kind of turned into the fight of these two sides of, hey, we're drawing ponies and, hey, what are you doing on our turf? We're not going to let you. We're going to scribble a whole bunch of, stuff over all of it. But the pony fans kept coming and they kept coming and, things would get drawn and things would get erased. There was a little, period of time where the bronies actually made a Knoll pony for them and like, hey, look, here's an offering. And finally, it looks like it came to a close as the entire thing is wrapped up. The link that we have here, you have pretty much a French colored flag, the blue, white, red, with the 1518, and there's a great and powerful Trixie. So, and since this is, a collaborative thing, it's like they've all come together and went, okay, all right, here you go. All right, flag, Trixie, there we go. We can work together on this. So hooray, friendship. And yeah, it's just crazy knowing like how detailed you have to go. I was on there for a little bit like, no, you are not taking DJ, you're not taking Vinyl Scratch. I'm going to make it white again, But it's, it was pretty crazy. You should check that out. Check out the pictures. And if the draw ball is still there, you should probably go check it out. I'm sure it's probably changed by now or something. You could find it. Okay, moving on that. Hey, Chef, why don't you cover the next one? Because I think this is Turbo Super Mega Deluxe cool.
Yes, this news right here is quite good. So everybody knows about those silly little $2 pocket ponies that existed for a brief period of time in the stores, then disappeared and went to Big Lots because they were discontinued, and they didn't have a Fluttershy version that then supposedly showed up in a 4-pack, which I have yet to see here in Texas. Well, they're just going to go, never mind, look, Toys R Us, you can have a 12-pack of the dang things, including the 6 main cast and 6 3-color ponies. And these will probably be coming to the U.S. in probably fall before Christmas, I'm going to guess, because the information comes off of, let's see, one of those fell off the back of the truck Chinese sites.
Oh, these came off back of truck. I put picture.
Yeah. The Taobao, it's all stuff probably stolen from manufacturing lines, and is about as black market as you can probably get on the net. But they're China; they don't care. But
yeah, they'll make up fake Apple stores in China. That's how they roll.
Yeah. So, 12-pack of ponies. I'm looking forward to getting a couple. Because I'd like to do the whole keychain thing. Make a couple, do some recoloring.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to finally have the main 6 there, and I'm kind of the 6 other recolors, which they're calling what are they, collectors, is just okay. I'm kind of curious who they are and the names, but it's literally like a carbon copy of the other ones. They're just all right, well, that one's Twilight, that one's
there's Rainbow Dash and Sky Wishes, and then there's Peachy Pie, which is a clone of Pinkie Pie, and there's a Rarity clone and a Applejack clone. Basically, they took they have 2 vectors for each pony, and then they just color swapped one of the 2 and put them on the back.
Yeah.
So they're not really trying very hard.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for any of you wanting accuracy, no, Fluttershy still looks like Rainbow Dash.
And Applejack still does not have a hat.
I know!
Well, what's worse is that on the back, on the vector of Applejack, she actually does have her hat.
And Fluttershy looks like Fluttershy.
And it has a horrible Twilight Sparkle. Or the recolored Twilight Sparkle. Ugh.
Her derp face.
Oh, God. And the other one has an even worse looking derp face with that recolor.
Yeah.
It's just when worlds collide. This is crazy.
Except it looks like instead of a world colliding, it was a shovel to her face.
Oh, bam, man. Okay, that Applejack recolor, I am ooh.
It's like, look, we admit we love ponies, but we would like some accuracy because, after all, we are nerds. And we want accuracy in our swag.
Excuse me, I would like them to have posable joints. So, could I have them with ball joints? That would be great.
Oh, God. And before someone wants to Revoltech Luna or something like that.
I need ball joints. I gotta take it to the ball joint meet. That would be great.
I have to 10 to 1. There's going to be a reverse mirror fanfic because of this.
Oh, dude, I kind of muzzle myself. It is giving ideas for things. So
yeah,
it's definitely out there. But yeah, that's cool. I've got most of them except, of course, the super elusive Fluttershy. So just have to. You got your way now, and it looks like it's only at Toys R Us, so you're going to have to sneak yourself inside of there and pretend that you're buying it for your niece.
These exclusives, they're not too hard to find, thankfully, because like yesterday, I went on a pony adventure with one of my other friends here, and he was looking for the 12 packs, but that's not out yet. But we were able to find the Toys R Us Canterlot stuff, and I was able to get my a Luna Celestia 2-pack. And I don't care if Luna has little derp eyes. It's Luna.
Taught a few things from Derpy of just like, hey, your eyes can go like this. Hey, sis, why are you pink? Hey, why do you look dumb? Oh,
the Celestia is like. The Celestia in this 2-pack is kind of terrible because I thought maybe like the wings are pink because they light up. No, they're pink and translucent. I don't know why. It's again, it comes down to I am a nerd and I would like my swag to at least be partially correct. So I have this one and I have experience painting Warhammer 40k miniatures, so I'm going to repaint the Celestia to the correct color.
Ooh. And there you go.
Her shoes are the same color as her coat.
Ooh.
Not gold. It drives me nuts.
It drives you to madness. Well, you go for it. I'd like to see it. All the Celestia recolors I've seen, I've been like, that looks really good. Hey, you should make more of these.
I found those Hasbro. They drive me to pony paint.
Yep. They do it on purpose. They're just like, if we paint these a different color, it'll drive them mad. Whoa, just like, okay, what if we fake the color on one of these and totally just make it something different so it drives them mad so they actually are more involved.
Mad circuit smash and do Arnold impersonation.
No, that's all right. That's all right. It wasn't too bad. It's probably better than mine. Is it better than mine?
Who knows?
Okay, they sound the same. Okay. All right, last one. Last one that we got, and then we'll move on to books. But first, we got to do this. So we have We Love Fine is doing a T-shirt competition. When it was first posted, the Bronies destroyed their system. It's like, hey, they're doing the contest. Destroy server. Oh, hey, we're back up. If you guys want to, actually do that now. Oh, okay, all right, we'll start voting. But yeah. So we have been clamoring. We have been hoping. We've been wanting pony-related T-shirts. And here we go. So We Love Fine has, what you do is if you're an artist, you can submit an image to them and be like, hey, this is the image. I think this would work really cool for a pony T-shirt. They will put it part of the competition and people will vote. And I suppose there'll probably be a weeding out period of like, okay, these are the top, whatever. And then, they'll keep voting. And there is $1,000 prize for said winner. And there is some good T-shirts inside of there. I know some people have got them in there, and I'm just like, ooh, yeah, I'd like, ooh, yeah, that's subtle enough, that's silly enough that I could get away with it in public. Yeah, I like that. Now, I don't know if there's only one winner. There might be more.
Well, there's winners, and then there's you didn't quite win, but here's $50. Yeah. Gift card.
Here's the pat on the back. Here's the. you did all right. But yeah, there's tons of images. I love the dumb fabric one of Sweetie Belle just holding the shirt and just going dumb fabric, so it looks like she's actually grabbing onto your shirt.
It's very meta.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's actually, I was surprised. There's some in there that are a little derp, but for the most part, there's some where I'm just like three, that could work. Why'd you? Okay, this is just a random like stock picture you put in two. Three, but there's a bunch in there that you could like. I like the subtle ones, like the ones with the stuff on the side and things like that. There's some good choices. I'm looking forward to it. I can just see an influx of pony shirts in the near future that are going to be super awesome. Any ones you guys like there? Any in particular?
Let's see. I like there's a Celestia in front of the sun one that's pretty cool. I would say no to the cupcakes one. I do like the Twilight Pinky Applejack Rainbow Rarity and Fluttershy because that's actually that's based off a somewhat internet meme-ish thing where it's like Destructo.com has a shirt that's like Balrog and M. Bison, M. Vega, and Sagat type shirt. There's a Epic Mealtime shirt that's bacon strips and 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 more bacon strips. Mm-hmm. So that one's pretty cool. There's a Trixie shirt. There's a horrific recolor. What the devil?
Yeah, here we've got. I like this. If you haven't hit it yet, the Pinky and Rainbow Dash Mega Bro Hoof. That one's pretty.
See, I like the ML Pinky, the Major League Pinky logo. That would be kind of cool on a black shirt. The Team Luna.
Yep.
Watch for the plot is wildly inappropriate. There's one that's it's Fluttershy peeking out of a pocket. That one, that's cute. Probably wouldn't work on the shirt too well though if they don't actually have pockets. Mm-hmm. There's a really artsy one that's like the main cast sort of is falling. Twilight has a book that is next to the one that has Fluttershy in a pocket. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm. I recall my girlfriend actually the cupcakes one where it's just the main characters as cupcakes. Or like it's just the coloration of it. She actually did like that. I think it's all right.
Yeah, there's a If I Am logo thing that has the main cast plus like Celestia and Luna's symbols on it. That looks kind of cool. Oh,
I like the Wonderbolts logo shirt too. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty nice with the wings and just the lightning bolt. Yeah. All right, well. That's cool. Oh yeah, and the Brony shirt, which I think we saw. Yeah, there was a. Yeah, the Brony one. I think I recalled that one of the producers was wearing the Brony shirt, the gray one with the word just Brony and it's a blacked out rainbow dash. He was wearing that at Comic-Con.
Yeah. The Run CMC as a shirt design.
Oh God, I love that one.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a ton. I think what you can take away is there's a ton on here. Vote for them so you can actually go get your pony shirts that you want and desperately need. So yeah, we'll pull back. We'll spend all show just looking at these, going, "Oh God, that Fluttershy! Oh,
I want that! Oh God, I'd wear that!
Oh, that's cool. That's good. No, that one's not as good, but yeah, you should take and check those out. Hit the show notes on our site over at BronyShow.com, and you can go see these links. So
there's a periodic table of ponies shirt.
Yes, there is. What? And my girl's telling me the Brony shirt is the top seller on the site already. So yeah, it's definitely infectious.
Nice.
So let's move on. It's books time. It's time to talk about books. It's time to talk about what we've been reading. I picked up a few, but I've got one that's been sitting on my shelf for a little while, and I need to get back into it. I need to read it a little bit more, and it's from actually a good friend, friend that I talked to. The Lingering Nightmare. This one is by, I believe, Mr. Jack. And this one's an interesting one. Pretty much just to give you a little bit of idea, or heck, I'll read the description. Evil force that created Nightmare Moon was purified by the elements of harmony, but dark magic is not so easily erased. A tiny fragment still remains, banished within Everfree Forest to do and it will do whatever it takes to get Princess Luna back. So yeah, it's pretty much an amorphous nightmare, and what it does is it slowly corrupts the elements in a very, very insidious and kind of neat way. I would recommend checking it out. I've only checked out 2 chapters, but it really is it is a 5-star, and it's deep and involved and really, really fun, and up to 9 chapters thus far. If you like a really smart and kind of very tricky villain in your fix, I would highly recommend it, because it is to say insidious is pretty much the right word to do. It's very fun, very psychological to it. So check that out. That's The Lingering Nightmare. Chef, what you got?
Let's see. Oh, right. Duh. I should pay attention to my own thing that
we're doing a show.
Oh, okay. Hey, let's see. I picked this week Rarity's Rodeo. It was actually posted a while back, but it's one of those fics that could totally be an episode if you didn't have sort of the light shippy going on in the background. Basically, it goes back to Look Before You Sleep, when Rarity dares Applejack to not enter the rodeo, and then Applejack turns around and says, I dare you to enter the rodeo next time he comes into town. They both say, fine. And the rodeo comes to town, and Twilight calls her out on it, and there's a really good episode. It's a really good story. And, you can take or leave the shipping, but the story-wise, it could totally be an episode. Mm-hmm. I really liked it.
It really could be a good episode where, it kind of would be like the sleepover episode where they're just like, listen, we're both really hard workers. And, it's just kind of a coming to terms. And even the ship is not that hard. Like, even the ship isn't that blatant and, that pushy on it. So I read it too. It was definitely on my list. It's good. I like it. So, moving on. Hey, so it sounds like we have a fanfic newbie here with us, who purposefully had to jump into the cold, dark waters just for the show, which we appreciate, because we have had people that just went, no, I don't read them. So, it's good to...
Hey, I admire my professionalism above all else, or at least what I have of it.
Mock professionalism. Okay. So you read something. So what was that something?
Well, that something I read was a crossover between Our Beloved Ponies and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. It's called Twilight Sparkle Mare Attorney. Right now it has it has 2 different sections. It looks like they're kind of basing it off an actual game where there's 4 or 5 different cases, and each of them play out for about 4 or 5 different chapters. I only read the first case, which is basically a fire broke out in Applejack's farm, and Twilight has to defend Luna, who they suspect caused the fire. It actually reads exactly like if you were playing the game, with a few pony elements, of course, and also the normal fandom of muffins and little light shipping, or at least a suggestion of shipping. But in all, it was incredibly fun to read. I wasn't like I was trying to choke it all down. I was enjoying every single bit of it, and I'm excited because they're actually coming out with the next chapter right now. It's under review, so I can't wait to see what else the author does with the whole crossover between Phoenix Wright and Our Beloved Ponies. Give it a read, especially if you like Phoenix Wright. It's definitely going to be up your alley.
Ponies go with everything.
Some of those crossovers get crazy. Oh man, there's a battle. There's a BattleTech crossover. I'm like, what? It's nuts. Then not to say, and let me preface it. It's nuts in the fact they're just like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, ponies will go with everything. That's crazy. So super cool. Read those fics. They're fun. They're good times. All right, so every week I task Chef to inform me, because I'm not a clever pony, about something on the internet. So, all right, Chef, I'm starting to run out of these. I'm starting to understand a lot about this crazy fandom, but every once in a while something little will come across. So I'm starting to see these pictures of Fluttershy with like her arms crossed, and she's wearing sunglasses, and she's looking at me very upset. It's making me feel bad. And I need you to tell me, did I do something? Is Fluttershy mad at me?
Why must you deal with it?
Yeah, she keeps telling me that. I don't get it.
It's because you are, in fact, a terrible pony.
Aww.
No, thankfully, ponies is just yet another one of those things that it has evolved into. It is sunglasses on the face that say deal with it. And it's everywhere. It's in Pokemon. It's in real life. It's in movies and everything. And in this case, there's ponies. It's her trying to be assertive and yet being sad about it. He's like, deal with it if you must, if you want to. There's another version. It's Derpy with the sunglasses on upside down. Just deal with it. Much the same way. It's actually a rather old internet-ism.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around since about 2005.
My favorite of all time has got to be the Twilight while she's being thrown up in Ticketmaster, and the glasses just kind of float down to her head.
Yeah.
Just like, deal with it.
Here on the Know Your Meme site, there's the Eye of Ra, the Egyptian hieroglyph, and a single frame falls down, lands on the eye, and there's hieroglyphics underneath it.
So, yep, other meme added into Pony, and there's plenty of memes that have been ponified, that's for sure. So yeah, deal with it. If you didn't like it, well, I guess what? Deal with it. Okay, and that will do us for MAME, which brings us to topic time, Inside Baseball. We've already gone almost an hour, so this will be fun to see what we have to talk about. So we have Circuit, and we can go and kind of figure out a little bit about how we've got our show, we've got his show. Let's do this. Let's break down into the hows and everything. So you do the Brony Show.
Indeed, I do.
So how do you go ahead? How do you produce that? Where is it hosted? How do you host it? What supplies? If somebody came up to you and was like, "Dude, I want to do something like totally like you. How do I do that?" Huh?
Well, luckily I was referred to a great live streaming site, ironically called Livestream. It does a lot of the work for me, but I've also had to come up with a plan B because I was having issues with them. In either case, it's pretty simple. I basically download a client that they have, which automatically streams whatever I want, video and audio-wise, onto into a little video base, and at the same time, it saves it. So, how do I? Wow, it's easy. It's freaking easy.
So you just have like a microphone. You don't have like any you're not putting up a camera, and it's not anything where you're actually videotaping anything that's actually you or anything live. This is me being a little. You always record during the daytime, and I can't. I'm at work, so no problem there. But so it literally is just pulling off what you have on your screen.
Pretty much. It's a little bit harder to find programs that'll actually pull off of your screen. Most of them almost demand a webcam, but luckily I found a few programs that will treat your desktop like a webcam, so you can still do that even if you can't get onto live stream, like if you have to use Justin TV or Ustream.
So what are some of those?
Well, the one that I found that I personally use is ManyCam or Minicam. It's MANYCAM. It basically lets you select an area of your desktop, and it treats it exactly like a webcam. You just tell the stream to pull from that webcam, and you're streaming from your desktop rather than from an actual webcam. So it's definitely useful if you want to stream videos from your desktop or show off background pictures, things like that. But that's if you don't seem to like live stream, or live stream doesn't like you.
Mm-hmm. It's always good to have that redundancy because, especially with us, we can if there's a little bit of a problem, you can always just go, cut. All right, that piece we'll just not do on the show. Da, 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 da. But with a live stream, there is really a lot of like, oh crap, the stream went down. All right, reboot, get that all set. It can sometimes be a little bit dicey with live events. So
it gets crazy, especially with some of the live streaming websites. They actually have a cap on your viewer base. That's the only reason I even have a plan B now. Live stream kept me at 50, and when I finally got my show announced on Equestria Daily, it literally blew up. And then when I finally got the cap removed, it blew up again.
keep hitting the ceiling. People just being like, I want to be on the Brody Show. It's like, why are weird talking rednecks trying to be on and listen to the show? I can't listen.
I can't watch. What are you doing to me?
What's going on? I need rarity. So, from what I've said, I've jumped in there just a little bit because I said, I've a lot of the time off, not allowing. But you do stuff where you show episodes. You do those and a little bit of talk over them. So they're kind of a little similar to what we have with like the BronyComs and things like that, except in a live instance. You've even pulled in one episode our good friend M, as I like to call him, who does all of our editing. So you've tried to convert one of our own people already.
Hey, I'm not converting him. I just invited him on, and he was more than happy to accept.
Yep. So, I'm kind of curious. It sounds like just with the setup, you almost have, besides the fact that you do a lot of, screen sharing, it seems like you actually do pretty similar to what we have. Some people have actually asked me in the past, how do I do this? So I'll go ahead and explain it to you. I do have a microphone here, stand and everything, goes to XLR connection into a mixer. It catches my stream. I have a first laptop, which has the Skype connection, which routes into a USB device that then connects that over into two cables into the mixer, so it gets both chef and circuit. And all that is routed from the USB mixer into a machine, which is then recorded in Audacity. It's a dirty setup, but it's what you got to do with podcasting, which is definitely not an exact science.
Not by any stretch.
Yep. Then you've got your other little bits that you got to take care of. RSS feeds on your site, making sure they're updated. Hosting, which if you're, in some lucky stance, you might be able to get inexpensive or free hosting if you are smile hard enough at somebody and go, you like me. So that's pretty much I probably should at some point kind of detail a little bit more. If I've got it so I can set up this thing in like 15 minutes now, where it used to take a lot longer, and it's definitely not anything fancy, but it's enough to get the job done and sound good. So that's a little bit of an explanation. I know that's been asked in the past for me. Tell you what, Chef, are you able to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit about what, how podcasting or shows or such is for you?
Well, in my case, I'm ultra high tech here. I'm using a Rock Band mic, like one that came with the Rock Band 2 kit, because the one that came for the 360 is in fact a normal Logitech USB microphone that works immediately with pretty much any computer. So if I don't sound like a robot or terrible, that's because, well, this mic actually is fairly decent. If I wanted to be ultra fancy, I've got some other equipment here. I could, I have a podcast box, which has compressors and mixers and 8 interface ports and a FireWire compressor, which is like a $600 piece of hardware. But for this, since we're going over Skype and the audio quality is not the most amazing, we use the USB microphone.
Yep. And that actually comes up to an interesting point. Some people have stated in the past, and we do see podcasts and other shows pop up from time to time, what can I do to do it? And, one, it's always into use case. If you're wanting to stream yourself and, have video and stuff like that, you're going to have to, you're going to have to try and figure out how to do that investment, and how to relay that and use live streams. At least for right now, with us, if you wanted to start up a podcast, all it requires is an RSS feed and figuring out how to record your dumb self. That
not saying you're dumb.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just sorry, I said that wrong.
Be nice.
So if your dumb self wants to try and get into competition with us, you could literally record. If I wanted, I could record right off of the mic on my laptop. It wouldn't be the best quality, but you'd record something. You'd be out there. You'd get your summer achievements that you're supposed to still be getting. You could just do it that way. I've also got a USB microphone hidden somewhere in this room, which is a blue Snowball USB microphone, just plugs right in. I can't use it with this setup because of the fact that my mixer doesn't have a USB input, but blah, 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 blah. You can literally do this stuff easily. The number one problem I always find that doing a show with is trying to get the equipment to play right, trying to get the hosting and the space right, and also trying to get the people, because that's actually a really... Hey, we've got friends that live all the way across the city, and we all like to meet up and do a show. Ooh, that gets... I'm sorry, I can't make it this week. I gotta go walk my laundry,
Yeah, that can get painful time to time if you try to do it that way. Mm-hmm. Skype for the win.
Yeah, I've done shows in the past where it was... where it literally was, hey, we're all going to hang out and be in one room and do it. And those are great because you get a nice energy and everybody's playing off of each other and you just kind of roll with it. But, if literally it's almost one of those things where it's like, hey, on Tuesday nights, we're all just going to go hang out. If some of you move away and it's like, hey, we're going to do the same thing. Ooh, poison. It just doesn't work. It's weird. Because just schedules start getting munged and nasty and weird. Also, as another thing, if you're doing a show notes take a long amount of time in getting everything prepared. If you could see me and Chef Sandy's Google Docs, it is full of, okay, and this is our guest list, and who we got to propose to, and who we want to have on, and who we've confirmed. Here's the dates. There's a lot to that. And then, each week we're, all right, take the show notes from last week, erase everything, find new information, put more in, la, 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 la.
Well, see, for this show, it's kind of different because we actually have guests each week. So you have to do a lot of planning. Like for me, for the last few weeks, you've had guests, but all those people that I've emailed, even Circuit Man, I sent out a big email blast. It's like, hey, I'm Sandy from the podcast Bronyville. I like your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to be on our show? And people get on in the order they reply to my emails. So it's like they were all sent out the same day, but there's at least a month of shows beyond this one just planned out. So,
which is slightly better than me, but...
Hi, I'm Circuit. Get on my show now. We're recording 5 minutes.
Actually, that sometimes is the case. When I have a spare slot or two, I just ask if anybody wants in, and then it's 3 people that want in for one slot. You get a lot of eager bronies out there that just want to be able to voice their love for the show. The worst part is, since it's all video content, I wait until the last possible moment to start collecting YouTube videos and little news items. It's a headache right up to the show.
Oh, man. We never do that, do we, Chef Sandy?
No, of course
we never just collect news articles the moment of, like, last week, where it's like, what happened? Comic-Con, go.
Yeah.
It's never an exact science. And since, we don't get paid for this, it's a labor of love. It's because we love you. and that we need to perform and that we need to talk and be crazy and feel like we're contributing. So since we have voices and that's really all we're good for, there we go.
Oh, I'm good for a lot of things. I just think my voice is one of my best qualities.
Yeah, that's true. Always a good way to go with it. Hey, Circuit got me to agree with him, Chef.
Yay.
One thing I did want to mention to anybody that does think about doing a live stream show, make sure you have a good system to do it with. I recently had to upgrade my system because my CPU was not up to snuff when it came to broadcasting. So I had a lot of lag issues when it came down to it, unless I shrank down my image viewer, and that just made things a little bit more interesting, especially with my background pictures that constantly rotate. It just made a big mess.
And here's a question for you. What about bandwidth? Because, with us, it's our bandwidth is literally, I upload it to the server, there. That's all the amount of bandwidth. Well, and the Skype call itself that right now, which, I'm actually looking at a meter because I'm kind of curious, and it's not taking up too much, but you're pushing out stuff live. I'm kind of curious, with video and everything, how that is. Do you require like a really nice bandwidth, or, can you do it off of a DSL line?
You could probably do it off a DSL line. You would have to kill a little bit of the quality of the show if you do that. Really, you do need a good bandwidth. It doesn't have to be incredible. You don't have to be on a T1 internet backbone in order to pull some of this off. In fact, I basically use a wireless network here but it's at the same time, you got to make sure it's a very good one. If you can't play, a good rule of thumb, if you can't play online games without having lag issues, you might not be able to do a live show either.
So somebody hiding in the upper mountains of Utah, I don't even know. I'm sure there's mountains in Utah. Might have a little bit of problems, just be like, oh, I can't have my Crazy Pony show up here in the mountains of Utah.
Well, they might not be able to do a video one, but as you said, audio does not take a lot of bandwidth, so you just might have to change the way that you want to do the show.
Yeah, and of course, any recording, when there's not others around, immediately around you, you're going to have technical gaffes, but you'll have technical gaffes if people are in the room with you. If you do have co-hosts, if you do have people, I would highly suggest have people that that are able to talk, because there's nothing worse than having some people on a show. They're just like, hi, and this is Apple Cider, and I have my other guest here. Thank you very much today. It's nice to have you.
Either that or get enough people that it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, God, nobody can understand what we're talking about. There's so many people here, and look, we're real far away from the microphone. I've listened to so many shows where it's just like, we're located in a microphone really far away, you can't understand what we're talking about. I'm sure that's really annoying. It's just trying to figure out, and as I said, it's not an exact science. You can read about how to do any of this stuff and how to do podcast radio stuff, things like that. I'm trying to think, is there any other fun topics we could cover? I mean, this is all really inside baseball.
There is more to it than saying, I could do this. I mean, you have to have the gear and the willingness to put in the effort. Because, obviously, when we're nattering on for an hour and a half at this point or whatever, it still takes you quite a while to actually put the show together. Mm-hmm. And the degree of editing you want to do on a show takes a lot of time. There's a lot to the art of doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm. And just as a little aside, I do want to pimp this. Have you guys listened to the Q&A over at EQD?
I haven't had the time to.
Not yet, no.
They did a pretty good job. For a first time, they were just like, I talked to Seth, and I was just like, so how'd that go? And he just went, we're recording in 5 minutes. That was pretty much how it went. Fo needs to play with her mic a little bit, because she has a bad mic, and she literally sounds like GLaDOS. If hello, I am GLaDOS, and I am reading this message about ponies.
How do you know she's not an android?
It could be.
She could be a robot.
But they did a good job, and as much as Seth is like, I think my voice is weird, it's like, no, your voice is perfectly fine. It's it's a little high, but it's fine, dude. It's all about if you can talk on a microphone, and if you can talk on a microphone coherently, which I can barely do, but I manage it out each week. You can do something like this. It's not a hard thing to get into. So. I like their Q&As because they were able to kind of be like, here's a bunch of questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, do your thing, guys. Just don't get in our way.
I will crush you.
No, they will crush us. They've already got that one episode already had more comments than I think our entire 14 episode span. I was like, oh, they truly are the ones they love. But yeah, anybody can do it. Just give it a try. It's and it's not an exact science. But yeah, if you want to jump into the world of talking and having people digitally listen to the talking, you can do it.
And one piece of advice I can definitely give: don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you listen to the first few episodes of the Brony Show, it was an audio catastrophe. The content was horrible. I mean, I'll admit it. It was bad. It was very, very bad. But I just kept at it, and every single show since then has been getting better and better. So you just got to keep at it sometimes, and don't be afraid to make mistakes and keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, even Chef and I, after the first episode, kind of went, well, I mean, that went okay. It's it was.
We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, I was more pro for it. Chef was kind of like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this will do something.
It's one of those. We'll see.
Yeah,
and it turned out everything went better than expected.
Yep, we were able to ride it on through, so that was cool.
And obviously, I mean, we're on episode 15.
Yeah, we're closely. We got. Should we have some sort of crazy celebration for 20 or 25? We need to figure out our crazy celebration times.
I bet we can figure something out.
Okay, cool. I like parties. Do you like parties?
Parties are great.
Parties are fun. Okay. Well, I think you know what? I think that'll wrap up our little inside baseball talk about showiness, showing yourself. So
essence of Brony combining.
Yes. So let's go ahead and wrap this up with a big old knot, and let's do a little bit of one cool thing every single week. I task myself, I task Chef, and I task our guests with finding me one very cool thing to send you guys so you can go check it out. And this week I bring you the FIM Fiction relaunch. So if you like fanfic, which is totally cool, there is a site called FIMfiction.com, which has a whole bunch of, My Little Pony fiction. It was an okay site. It wasn't the best design and everything, but as of 3 days ago, they relaunched their site, and it is pretty sweet. It organizes everything by category, by name. Here's your tags. You want to look for stuff that's give me only adventures. Give me this that are 4 stars, and you have a big list. It shows you which characters are in it. And, it's pretty swank. If you click on the Trixie at the top, she will cast a spell and it will chase your cursor, which, okay, maybe that amuses me too much. But, yeah, I think it's really cool. It's a slick looking site now. And it's got a lot of functionality, so I would recommend it, as a secondary to browsing all your sites on EQD. Check that out and see if you like their opinions as well.
Yep.
So, Sheffy, what you got?
My cool thing of the week is actually something really cool. So one of the Uncharted 3 devs is a Brony. Jacob Minkoff is a game designer who is involved in the Uncharted series. And he's like, as I sit here, I'm working on Uncharted 3 till the wee hours of the morning with episodes of Pony playing in the background. And how I think about this, I'm going to celebrate the release of Uncharted 3, play some Skyrim, and if you wish to watch the heck out of some new ponies. It's just one of those, wow, this adult who's heavily involved in the games industry, who's this mature professional who's not too mature to enjoy ponies, and posts about it on his own personal blog. So that is cool.
Yeah, I saw that, and it was just like he literally has it posted. He's got pictures there of the Uncharted characters as ponies. He's got some, and he has a whole blog post, a whole long blog post about why it's cool. And what was really fun about it. I even like the picture. I've seen this one before. What we're watching and what they think we're watching.
Yeah.
You tell somebody you're watching My Little Pony. You think you're saying, "Oh, dude," and there's the mustaches, and there's the derpy, and there's Gummy and everything like that, and they're thinking like G1. Holy crap, that's weird looking, bad animation.
Yeah.
So, but that's totally cool. We may have already put him on our list for, hey, Chef, we should have him on the show.
You should email him.
No, that's your job.
Damn it.
It's called division.
Think for yourself.
It's called division of labor, sucker.
Oh, gosh. Fine.
That's fine. I'll let you fall on that sword. Excuse me, dear sir. You are really cool, and you do
You are Ted Brony. We are Ted Brony. We'd like you to be podcast.
Please come on our show and talk about it. Okay, thanks. Bye. So yeah, we'll see that. But yeah, go check that out on the show notes. It's very, very cool. Circuit. What do you got?
All right. Well, I gotta admit, this is my little cheat sheet that I've been starting to use for the show, just because there's a lot of videos that come out. It's practically 3 new ones a day. There is a Brony out there called the Movie Brony over on YouTube that every single month is releasing his personal top 10 favorite PMVs or pony music videos, and also he did the top 10 favorite comedy videos. Any case, I started going to his page. He's only got June now, and probably after today he'll have July, since we're on the 31st at this point. Any case, it's a great place to go if you want to see some of the best music videos that have come out in the month, or some of the great comedy videos that have come out. And I just love, he links them all. You could see everything that's just really, really awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I actually am kind of curious on that. I've seen some good videos this month. Have either of you guys, just his kind of aside, either of you guys seen that Pony Culture PMV?
Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
God, I love that remix. That is so awesome. Yeah, that one really had me stoked. So I hope that's on there. Yeah, there's been some good stuff. So thank you very much, Circuit, on that. Go check that out. That sounds fun. It's hard for me to go through all those YouTube videos and find the cream of the crop. So I'm glad that somebody is able to enable my lazy self. And you know what? I think that does it. Looks like we have just passed our one cool thing, which means it's time to wrap up a show. A show that ends in the number 15. So
awesome. I'm here for 15.
Yep, you're here in the 15s.
Yes.
In a few more episodes, we'll be further along. Oh, yeah. So soon enough, we won't be teenage podcasters. We'll be full-on adults.
So you'll be more angsty and angry at the world?
Yeah, come about 16, 17, 17 especially. We're just going to get really down on it.
Okay.
We're going to have to get a job over at Starbucks and, just, really just think that our parents are really, really mean to us for having to suggest that someday we're going to have to pay rent to stay with them. Gah!
So mean.
Oh, I hate it. Ugh. Gotta get a job.
Nobody understands me.
Of course, I have this slick old Corolla that I picked up for, next to nothing. Doesn't work very well, spews oil, but, it's my ride. Driving around in my old Corolla. All right, I think that's it. We've done a show. We've officially started going weird, so we should cut this.
Yay!
So, once again, I want to thank Circuit for jumping in on here. Very cool to have you on the show, kind of talk shop, talk about how we make the medias, the magics. So,
well, it definitely was my pleasure.
Hey, cool. Maybe sometime we'll, if I can find a Friday off, I could jump in on your show and, I don't know, talk silly. I'm sure I could do that. I have a feeling.
The only problem is it would have to be a Monday, not a Friday.
Oh, okay. On Mondays. Sorry. Derp, derp, derp. Excuse me. Derpy, derp. All right. So Mondays. Cool. You can do that. And those get posted up if I'm right. They get posted up on. How can they find the stream? Do those get posted up beforehand on EQD, perhaps?
Well, we post up on EQD whenever we're about to do a live show, but if you want to catch our archives, they're always available at thebronishow.net. You just go to the website, click on episodes. You will have all 11 listed, and soon to be 12 in a couple of days.
Hurrah! So very cool. You guys are trying to catch up to us quickly. We have to keep the pace there, Chef. He's trying to get us.
Can't find nothing. I will surpass you one day.
Oh, listen, the threats are already out there. We cannot waver.
There is no threat. It is a promise, my friend.
You must stand strong.
We're gonna have to delete. We're gonna have to delete this episode. This is whole episode. I'm gonna have to just cut them out. Nah. We'll keep you in. So very cool very cool to have you on. Thank you. Another special thanks always to my co-host. Very, very gracious there, Chef Sandy.
I'm helping.
Also, a very, very big thanks to all you great fans for listening in, being with us for as long as we have been podcasting, or even you newbies to us. You can find us over at bronishow.com. If you want to follow us, hey, I've got a Twitter feed. You can find that as Bronyville on Twitter. Chef, what's yours?
Chef Sandy.
Hey, there you go. So follow us there. If you get part of the Google Plusness, why don't you follow Bronyville on there as well? That could be pretty fun. I don't post as much, but hey, you're part of my circle. So there, done. And we've got that. Hey, iTunes reviews. Those are cool. Please leave those because, hey, those kick us up higher, and we've gotten some big competition in that entertainment area. Some Kevin Smith guy keeps taking up all the spots. That jerk. So, nah, he's not a jerk. He's cool. So, just totally give us a review. 5 stars if most, rate how you like. Leave a review. That's super cool. Yeah, do that. And I say that's an episode. Yeah.
One quick thing I got to point in here.
Okay.
I feel kind of bad for the listeners because they're going to get no Fluttershy noise this episode.
Well.
I know that I dropped
you killed it.
Ha, ha, ha.
Fine.
You knew that
to the end.
You know that had to happen. Somebody had to say. Hell, will you do yours too? Yeah, whatever. Just hey, just start layering them all over the place. I don't care.
I never.
Hey, I played nice for an hour and a half. I was trying. You hurt, man.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't care. So that'll wrap us up for the three of us, Circuit, Chef, and myself. Thank you very much for listening. Always awesome. And we're going to go ahead and catch you next week. Sleep well, every pony.
All right. Adios.
See you later.
Thank you. Tough task ahead I face. How will I do without my